Hello and welcome to another episode of Pokemon Go. In today's episode, this is actually, I think, the day after the new update came out. Um, it's been a while since my last episode, and that's simply because where me and my grandmother used to live was a very spacious 3-2 apartment with a large garage and an attic, and now we are in a 2-2 because the old place was stripped and or is going to be stripped and turned into like condo homes for these big fancy lawyer people. Um, so now we're in a 2-2, very cramped, and we have a lot of stuff. And I've been going through it, sorting through stuff. Uh, Eventually, a lot of stuff we're probably just going to sell off in big bulk things on eBay. A lot of old VHS tapes, a lot of books, a lot of DVDs, a lot of stuff that's just taking up a lot of space. Um, Anyway, to Pokemon Go. Recently, there has been a new update in Pokemon. And in the new update, well, right now I'm on the silphroad.com. These are the people that data mine all the coding and the data and everything. By the way, the music in the background, that is Skyrim. Playing that a little bit right now. Just gonna... There we go. Now, so this new update in it, basically what it did was Apple Watch stuff, changed distance tracker to better account for GPS drift, and the ever favorite minor text fixes. Now, first of all, just talking about this doesn't really concern me or these videos because I am not an Apple user. I do not use Apple Watch. Now, distance tracker, better account for GPS drift. Now, that's really annoying because that used to be a really easy way to get Ks, especially because sometimes Pokemon Go doesn't really track your Ks properly, so now they've taken out a way to get Ks, so that's kind of a bummer. But in the code, this is the important stuff right here, there are the coding for 38 new moves, which is the first time since apparently Ditto's Transform that a new move has been added. So this is all probably leading towards closer to Gen 2 Pokemon coming out because their moves are now in the coding. Also in the coding are the names explicitly for Sunstone, King's Rock, Metal Coat, Dragon Scale, and Upgrade. I'll come back and do all these later. Also, Pokemon Forms are now in the coding. The word Forms is now in there. So that, of course, is probably to unknown. A new News Digest section. I mean, I don't really know if that's important or not. More avatar customization, more shiny and gender coding, some gym coding for the radius. I don't really know what that means. And then large debugging tools and new sponsors. Alright, so with the 38 new moves that are added, that does mean that now there's going to be more options to choose from, more probably there's going to be some server-side change, maybe expect in the future another CP adjustment to Pokemon, maybe, I don't know, I'm just thinking maybe some Pokemon will have new move sets, which would be really cool. And then the second point was evolution items. Now here's the big thing. Sunstone, King's Rock, Metal's Coat, Dragon Scale, and Upgrade. These are all items that were used in Gen 2 to when you traded a Pokemon that held an item, or when you just used it in the case of Sunstone, then they would evolve into something different. So this is going towards Gloom to Blossom with the Sunstone, and I believe one other Pokemon needed it, maybe Sunkern, I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've played anything Gen 2, because that's actually what I started on. I started on with the old Gold game, original for the GBA, Game Boy Advanced. King's Rock, that's used for... I know it's used for Slow King and also Politoed. So those are both in there. Metal Coat, that's for Steelix and for Scizor, and then Dragon Scale I believe is just for Kingdra, and Upgrade is for Porygon to Porygon 2. Now, does this mean that trading is finally coming to Pokemon Go? That would be absolutely amazing, because many of these were used in junction with trading, so maybe trading is finally coming. I don't know yet. Also, how these are going to be implemented. Hopefully you're not going to need to buy them. That would be terrible. Terrible, 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 terrible. Hopefully it's probably just going to be like eggs are now, where you spin and it's going to be like a rare item like the eggs are, as opposed to Pokeballs and potions and revives. Now, third in this point from the Silph Road, silphroad.com, I follow them on Twitter, but it's also the silphroad.com. I'll leave that link in the description below. But the third point is forms. Now, forms in Gen 2 is probably referring to unknown. Now, later on the road, you get other Pokemon that have different forms, etc. But unknown, which is the alphabet Pokemon from A through Z, and then also question mark and exclamation point. So this is going to be huge, huge, huge for unknown. Also that you'll be able to actually get all 28 of them, obviously 26 in the alphabet, and then the 2 question mark exclamation point. So that's going to be really cool, and something to go out and try and catch more of. They might kind of be like the Pidgey is now, where it's like all over the place, and so you're going to have to go and, but it's going to be different because it's A, B, C, so it's something that you're actually going to want to catch a lot of. And then the new news digest. I don't really care about that. I get most of my news from Twitter and from the Silph Road. And then avatar customization. There's more avatar customization in the coding. Now it's including things like belt, glasses, and necklace. Now, there's still no customization options yet. So it's kind of cool to see that there's more stuff coming in, but it's like, hey, you're not doing anything about the stuff we have now. Because right now we all look like the same, like 3 people. Or 6, because boys, girls. Because you have basically your all red outfit, your all yellow outfit, and all blue outfit. Because once you pick your team at level 5, I believe, you're basically just stuck in that outfit representing your team. Because I don't see any Team Instinct guys in red or blue, and same for the other Team Valor and Team Mystic. Now, number 6, even more shiny and gender coding. So this probably means that these are getting closer. Now, shiny is obviously, or actually, if you don't know, Pokemon do have variants. Kind of like how in the wildlife you'll see albino animals. This is the same thing, but for Pokemon. So, like, you'll see a red Gyarados instead of blue, or a gold Magikarp instead of orange. And then there's a shiny variant for every Pokemon. So there's more coding for that, and there's also more coding for genders. And I've seen, like, a lot of people are like, oh, my Raichu is now a female because it has a little chip in it. If you didn't know that, Raichu female has a little chip in the tail, and Raichu male is straight up pointy. However, all Raichu look the same still. So I think they may have added that in there in the update, but I don't think they've made it so that there's actually the variance between male and female. Now, going further, we do have gym radius interaction tweaks. Nothing really major with that. Just how your character, your sprite, interacts with the gym radius, the little thing that pulsates. I don't really know how that's going to change anything. And then large debugging tools. Now, this, according to the Silph Road, probably means that these are now going to... This means that they're kind of in the final stage of testing before releasing into the game. And what these debugging tools are actually linked to are species, gender, costume, form, and shiny. So these things are probably closer than any Gen 2 Pokemon are, but these things are very close to being in the game. These are probably going to be the next big update. Will probably include at least one of these things, if not more. And then finally are the new sponsor types. So there's 3 new sponsor names, not like the name of the company, but 3 new sponsor categories, and those are Pan, Barbecue, and Fryer. This might mean that there's new sponsors, new people that Niantic are going ahead and signing deals with or whatever. Something to do with pans, something to do with barbecue, and something to do with fryers. So I'm not sure what those would be, but yeah. And then as far as Pokemon Go, we're actually going to go ahead and boot up the app because I have something sick to do. Now, I have been playing kind of off camera, nothing major to report as far as anything new. Nothing new, nothing really interesting. However, I have been hatching eggs. They haven't been great, and I have been catching a few wild Pokemon. I'm a little closer to getting the Abra to Kadabra to Alakazam chain. There's my boy Abra 75. These 2 Abras here, 810 CP and 763, are just really bad IVs though. So this 620 is definitely going to be the guy, unless in the final kilometers I somehow get a new one. That's even better. I just need 14 more candy for Abra to go into Kadabra and then Alakazam, and then a new buddy to walk with. But, oh, also, if you haven't noticed this, my best Geodude is actually 666 IV. This guy has okay IVs, like I appraised it, and it's maybe could be pretty good potentially, but that's still probably going to be the one we go with. So a little scary, but whatever. But here is what I want to do. Now, as you see here, my 2 Gengar, pretty close in IVs, pretty terrible in IV, 48 and 62. And pretty close in CP. Now, check out this beast. Now, I had evolved a Ghastly a while ago into a Haunter. Back in... I don't remember. But I went ahead and IV checked it, because it was a pretty strong Haunter. Not 12-14 strong, but pretty strong. Turned out to be 84. So I went ahead, used a bunch of the Ghastly candies that I had stored up, and powered this boy up. He's now 1214 CP. We're going to go ahead, close out this episode with an epic Haunter to Gengar evolution. If it will press the button. Come on. Yes, I would. Now, Gengar is actually Haunter is one of my favorite ghost Pokemon. I didn't have many friends growing up, sad fact, but so I had a lot of stage 2 evolutions I could never evolve because I never had anyone to trade with, so I actually loved Haunter. But now I get a massive Gengar coming in at 1865. Sucker Punch and Sledge Bomb, so not great moveset, but absolutely massive Gengar. Now, this guy might be out on the front page. Maybe, potentially. If I scroll all the way up. Alright, so no, he's not on the front page. He's still down there, but he's definitely in the top 20 for sure. Epic Gengar evolution. And so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the episode right there. If you did like the episode, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. If you are enjoying the series, please subscribe. As always, God bless. Have a great time. See you for another episode of Pokemon Go. And yes, I still am planning on doing a lot of stuff I said before. Tri-Rail episode will come at some point. New cities, hopefully, new places to go to. I just have to find them. But yeah, there's still a ton of stuff to be done around the house, and still trying to do stuff like that. Also, in the very first episode, I did say that part of this whole YouTubing thing is definitely going to be fitness aspects as well, and I've actually been dealing with an injury to my ribs and my back, and where I ran into a wall. I'm not going to get into that, but I bruised some ribs, strained some stuff in my back, so I haven't been able to exercise for the past few months except for walking, or past like month and a half. Except for walking, finally cleared. Just go ahead and start hitting the gym again. So fitness episodes are going to be a part of my channel. Look for those probably in the next couple of weeks. Like I said, still a ton of stuff to be done around the house. But see you for another episode of Pokemon Go.